On today's Daily KHL update, Dynamo Minsk ties it in the dying seconds against Dynamo Moscow, but would it be enough? Red Army went up 2-0 on Locomotive, but would that be enough? And Evgeny Malkin goes beast mode. All that and more on today's Daily KHL update. Avantgarde and CSKA Moscow visit Yaroslavl to play Lokomotiv.
Lokomotiv is second in the West Conference and Red Army is in top 4. They also play in the same division.
And Loko gets off to a rough start here. Yegor Yakovlev goes for a diagonal pass intercepted by Yakovrilov, and he finishes the play with a goal, 1-0 Red Army.
Yakovlev is a young defenseman and Rilov has been productive in the Kiev for several years now. That really showed on the play.
Dying seconds of the first, Red Army on the power play. Pavel Datsyuk passes to Mikhail Grabowski, and he completes the play, 2-0 CSKA Moscow.
Snake-beaten Yakovlev was in the penalty box for this one. Grabo gets his 8th of the season and Alex Radulov gets a secondary assist. He now has points in 14 straight, matching his career high. The KHL record is held by Patrick Torreset at 16 games.
Just a few seconds into the second, Yakovrilov wants to get the puck out of the corner, but instead passes it right to Sergei Plotnikov, who cuts Red Army's lead in half, 2-1.
Quite a turnaround for Rilov, eh? Plotnikov gets his 5th of the season.
Less than a minute later, Alex Chernikov shoots it on net from the blue line without even looking, and Yuri Petrov tips it in. We're even again.
Petrov scores his 1st of the year, and it's against Grabowski, Datsyuk, Shirokov line.
Loko pushes forward hard and gets rewarded again as Artem Anisimov puts it in 3-2.
Loko scores 3 goals in the span of 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Now, I don't know what Tom Rowe told them in the first intermission, but it certainly worked.
Red Army swaps Rostislav Stania for Ilya Brizgalov and almost ties it late in the second, but Igor Grigorenko was just unlucky hitting the post. Semyon Varlamov was rock solid for Loko, stopping 31 shots. Red Army wanted to win this one bad. They pulled Brizgalov for the final minute and they pressed, but came up empty.
Told you it was a big game.
Don't have to tell me twice. Loko wins this battle, 3-2 final. A battle of dynamos tonight as Alex Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom's Moscow take on Minsk. Just a few seconds into the second, both Ovie and Backstrom are on the ice as Denis Tolpeko opens scoring with an unorthodox goal.
Original shot was taken by Ilya Gorokov, but he broke his stick. Denis Tolpeko shows terrific hand-eye coordination on the play, and he still manages to put the puck in the net. Great stuff.
Exactly 3 minutes later, Backstrom sends another postcard to Tolpeko, and he adds it to his collection, 2-0 Dynamo Moscow.
Tolpeko was put on the first line for this one instead of Richard Gungi. He had 2 goals prior to this game, and now he doubled it. I wonder why.
Min strikes back with just a few seconds left on the clock in the second. Jeff Platt almost loses his balance, but he still gets the puck to Tim Stapleton, who puts himself and the puck in the net, 2-1.
That's what I call special delivery.
Last minute of the third now, Minsk looking for a goal, but gets a penalty shot instead, and nobody on Ovechkin's team is happy about it.
Jan the Yalasvar took the net off its moorings, and the ref thought it was intentional.
Either way, Stapleton with a chance to tie it, and he does! Tie game with 11 seconds left on the clock. Now we go to overtime. Under 2 minutes into the extra frame, Corey Murphy gets called for holding the stick, and Dynamo Moscow gets on the power play. Tolpeko sets up Yalasvara for a shot, rebound, Ovie to the rescue, 3-2, and that is the game.
That's Ovie's 7th of the season. He wasn't happy with the penalty shot call, and you can see it in his eyes even after scoring the winner.
As a true captain, he didn't sulk about it, he did something about it. 3-2 Dynamo Moscow OT final. Evgeny Malkin and Metalurg Magnitogorsk visit Kazakhstan to play Boris Astana. Already 2-1 Boris in the first when Malkin steals on the forecheck and manages to put it past Teemu Lassila. We're tied at 2s.
Forget the sloppy play by Boris in the rim. Malkin scores from his knees while giving a piggyback. How do you defend against that?
Early in the second now, tie game, and Justin Hodgman invites Konstantin Pushkarev to dance.
Hodgman almost picked a fight with Nick Antropov in the first period too. Somebody's in a bad mood.
Just over a minute later, Brandon Bachensky and Nigel Dawes with a nice little give-and-go play to get Boris on the board again, 3-2 home team.
Dawes gets his 10th goal of the season, and Bachensky, who topped the Kane goal scorer last year, helps with his 10th assist.
Magnika ties it shortly after with a wrister from Sergei Mazakian. This guy really makes it look easy, 3-3.
That's Mazakian's 16th of the year already. He currently topped the league in goal scoring.
Sniper, still in the second. Metalurg gets on the power play, and as per usual, they make the opposition pay, 4-3.
Seriously, how many times are we going to see this play? Is it on a loop or something? That's Rocky Victor Antipin with his 6th of the season.
Well, how many times are we going to see this play, Andre? Just over a minute later, Evgeny Malkin shoots it on net, gets his own rebound, and gets his 2nd of the night, 5-3.
That's his 10th of the year, unassisted as well. That should make Malkin happy after a tough loss to Yugra 2 days ago.
Yep, it must be nice scoring 3 points in one game. 5-3 Magnica final. Gagarin Cup finalists Avantgarde Omsk lace them up against Avdemobilist. Joffrey Lupul is back in the lineup for this one. Things didn't go so well for Avdemobilist though. Midway through the first, Avantgarde gets in on a 3-on-2 rush on the power play. Thomas Zaborski passes to Dmitry Semen, and it goes in 1-0 Omsk.
Semen has been productive lately. That's his 5th goal in the past 5 games and 7th of the season.
Dying seconds of the second now, Edward Rezvik makes a couple of huge saves for Avantgarde. The play goes the other way. Anton Kuryanov and Andrei Ivanov storm forward, saucer pass, and it's 2-0 Omsk.
What a sequence! Avantgarde could have tied it right before the intermission, but instead they got scored on. That ruins your confidence just like that.
Just over 6 minutes into the third now, Sergei Kostitsyn has the puck behind the net, drops for Alex Frolov, and he surprises Chris Holt with another goal, 3-0 Avantgarde.
They say that Avantgarde didn't sign any big names during the NHL lockout. But hey, Kostitsyn is a terrific addition to their team. That's his 10th assist, and he has 16 points in 14 games, and he has a +11 rating.
And how about this? 21-year-old Rezvik gets his second shutout in a row as he stops 31 shots in this one.
Lupul played over 20 minutes of ice time, had 3 shots and was -2. After the game he said he needs to adjust to a bigger ice surface. Yeah, no kidding.
With the departure of Evander Kane from Dynamo Minsk, we know it's not easy. 3-0 Avantgarde final. Severstal plays host to SKA St. Petersburg, and it's the home team who strikes first. SKA wins the face-off, Kevin Dahlman tries to clear, but not so much, and just like that, Severstal is up 1-0.
And that's Captain Evgeny Kedov with his 6th of the season. He scored on Wednesday night too against Dynamo Moscow.
SKA ties it just over 7 minutes later though. Anton Berdasov's shot is stopped, but Igor Makarov is in the right place to finish off the play, 1-1.
Makarov scores his 7th of the season, and that's his 7th point in the last 4 games.
Early in the second now, Alex Fedoseev is behind the net, passes in the crease and connects with Ruslan Nurdinov, 2-1 Severstal.
Nurdinov scores his 1st of the season. He's an Ufa native, but his career high of 34 points was with Severstal back in 02-03 season.
SKA answers 2.5 minutes later. Patrick Thorson finds Tony Mortensen wide open, ready to shoot, and he ties it again, 2-2.
This dude is just flat out awesome. Thorson is physical and sees the ice well, and Mortensen is incredibly elusive. You can't mark the guy.
Still in the second, Severstal is buzzing the net, and it's Alex Fedoseev who is Johnny on the spot for the rebound, 3-2 Severstal.
Fedoseev scored his 1st of the season on Wednesday, and that's his 2nd point of the night. Looks like things are finally going right for him.
Severstal looked to increase their lead as they outshot SKA 18-5 in the second period, but SKA was better in the third, and they were rewarded with Evgeny Artukin's goal.
Home team wasn't happy about the goal as they thought Artukin scored with his glove, but they ruled the goal anyway.
And that was it for scoring in regulation and overtime, so the game went to the shootout. 5 rounds in, Alexei Medvedev finally gets one in, and that's the game. 4-3 Severstal shootout final. A few more scores to tell you about. Evgeny Didanov had the OT winner for Donbass as they defeated Akbars Kazan. Despite having Nail Yakupov back in the lineup, Neftahimic fell 2-1 to Spartak Moscow. Torpedo down Slovan in the shootout. Atlant finally snaps their 11-game losing streak against Lev. And Marek Trochinsky with the OT winner for Yugra as they beat Traktor Chelyabinsk 2-1. And that's your Daily KHL update. I'm Steve Dangle.
And I'm Andreas Sachenko.
See you on Tuesday.